was trying to find the point where I haven't started at, because I started like in an awkward spot. Let's see what I got. You really probably won't be able to see much detail until I do one more line worth of mesh points, because one line is going to just have a gradient on the top and the bottom, so you won't see much detail. So as you see, I went ahead and fast forwarded a bit, filled in the areas, and that's what I'm going to be doing with this tutorial. I'm going to be popping back in and out, so just so you ain't confused and wondering, oh, I thought that was white, that part was still white. I'm doing it because this takes about an hour to 2 hours possibly, and I'm trying to make it fit within a 20-minute frame, so bear with me. And I'm going to start filling in more mesh points, put it back in outline mode. Let's see where we at right here. So I'll be back when I get closer to the bottom. Now I went down a little further. As you see, the details are starting to show up in the hair, and I'm going to play around with that a bit till I get it to my liking. So for whatever reason, a purple color is starting to show up. But that's fine. I mean, I could use that purple. We'll see how that turns out. So I'm gonna just finish it up, and I come back, and when I start doing something different from what I'm doing now, I'll come back and let you know what's the next step. But I don't think you want to watch me put color in dots for 30 minutes, because I wouldn't want to watch that myself. As you see, I went a little further with the hair. I'm down close to the bottom, but I want to say go check out Neon Lindsay. Might be saying her name wrong, but it's right here, Neonlynxie on DeviantArt. She has some great photos. If you want to use them, just ask her permission. She might and might not grant it, so check her out. But I'm gonna zoom out a bit. So this is what I have so far. This is the hair I'm working with and working on. And when you're doing the hair, do it in sections. See, I'm doing this one section, and maybe next I might do this section, and then I might do this bottom section here, and this is a separate section I'll do. So this is what, 4 sections of hair that I'll work on. The part I'm working on now, this will be on the upper layer, this will be on the below layer, of course. I mean, just basic working with layers in Illustrator, so just to make it come out right. But when we get to the point where when I'm done with this, when I'm done meshing the hair, you still will have to put strokes, and you could use the pen tool. Just make that on a separate layer above this section I'm working on here. So make the strokes above this layer. You might have 2 or 3 layers of strokes. It just depends on what you're going for. And you also, when you're doing the strokes, you want to put some transparency on them, and they'll just flow in with the meshed hair. Great. I mean, it looks wonderful. Because I see a lot of people, they work on their hair, they'll just have stroked hair with nothing, no solid piece under it, and it doesn't come out great. I mean, I'm seeing different techniques. That's why when I figured out how I was going to do my mesh hair, I just studied other people on DeviantArt's work. That's where I get a lot of my motivation from. I see great pieces of vector work or paintings or photographs, and I draw. I just study the work. I mean, I just learned their techniques by just looking at the pictures. Cause I mean, once you do this for a while, you could look at other people's artwork and see what they did to create it. And that's basically where I draw my inspiration from. I mix what I do with the gradient mesh and what other people do with the pen tool, and just it just comes together. So most of my pieces are pen tool work and mesh work. That's it. I might do this whole face as one mesh except the actual eyeball and the white part of the eye. But everything else will be on one mesh. But that takes time, so yeah, you might have to do it in sections. But the key part of the mesh work is blending. Blending your colors to make them flow, transition well together. And a lot of people on DeviantArt, I look at their work and they have vector work, and their work is not vectored, because to be a vector, this image has to be scalable to any size, billboard size, without losing clarity. Like their work has blurs and different effects in them, which makes it not a vector anymore. Because when you blur, you rasterize the image, and then pixelates if you blow it up. So I guess people don't understand the definition of vector. I got a couple pieces to do, but to just further this along in the end of this tutorial, I'm gonna basically just grab the pen tool and just go through and show you how you can do the strokes. So I added another layer over here, and basically just go down the hair, what you would do with the pen tool, and make this an actual stroke, and just change the weight on it. Sorry about that. So you just got a stroke right here, and go change the opacity on it. I know you can do that at the top of up here at the top of the toolbar, but and just play around with it. Or you can find some great, I guess, brushes in the resource section of DeviantArt. And they got different hair brushes that you can play around with. Make that about this color and just stroke it. So basically anything that you feel comfortable with playing around with, is different things you can do. I can zoom in here, and you will have to put many strokes in there to get the layered effect of hair, but I mean it'll come out great. But I prefer you probably find a brush until you get to the point where you're great with the pen tool, because the pen tool is kind of tricky. Learn the ins and out on it, but anything that can help you. So that's basically it for this tutorial, and I'll probably post this work when I get done with it sometime next week. But you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line, send me a note, write in the comment box or whatever. I'll try my best to answer it. And like I said, go check out Neon Lindsay. Check her out, and ask permission to use them photos. No stealing art.